Amazing. Okay, thank you. So thanks for the introduction. I'm the Volunteering and Cultural Participation Manager for Leicestershire County Council Museum, Heritage and Library Services. I sit on the National Heritage Volunteer Advisory Group and I chair the regional HGV for the East Midlands. I've been a volunteer leader in the sector, in the heritage sector, for 25 years, but each year I do this. I say 25 years, so it might be a little bit longer. A member of my team, Nicola, was the first ever winner of Volunteer Leader of the Year for Heritage Volunteering Group, and it paved the way for significant strategic changes and new commitments in favour of cultural volunteering in the department I work in. So I'll always be grateful for that. And this award will always be very close to my heart, which is why I'm so happy to be presenting it this year. So my favourite part of this year's award has been learning about organisations and their hidden gems that I really never knew existed. So I get to read through all of the nominations. So castles and more castles, some with drawbridges, costume and heritage gardens, and reading all 19 nominations with absolute pleasure gave me particularly space to reflect on just how rich the culture in the UK is, and how lucky we all are to be able to conserve and preserve and share these gems that we work in and with and for, and whether they be objects or sites, or even in some cases, animals. So for the good of our communities, our visitors and future generations, each and every one of us here does that. And my visit list has just got increasingly bigger. So there were nominees from organisations whose role it is to share the influence of war and conflict around the world, or who support refugees and asylum seekers to feel part of a new community. And the role of that heritage plays in this, often using lived experience, is significant, and that came through in the conference and the awards this year. I just wanted to note that we do live in a rapidly changing world, and this year's nominations made me even more proud to be part of this sector. And as Matt said in his opening speech, volunteering isn't just a vital resource, but it is most definitely a transformative force. And examples of how volunteer leaders pioneer this shone through in this year's nominations. So this award, it celebrates the very essence of excellence in volunteer leadership. It focuses on the three key themes that you can see on this slide: innovation, collaboration, and passion. So innovation, we were looking for projects and activities that improve the practice of volunteer engagement, horizon scanning, problem solving, learning from others' successes, and creating a new idea from within and applying it. We were also looking for measures of improvement and the extent to which this innovation has been adopted or embedded, and how did they know that what they were doing was successful. Collaboration, working with others to create outstanding or transformative volunteering experiences. So how volunteers leaders define these, how they've built new relationships with and beyond their organisation and beyond their sector, and naturally manage these relationships and sustain them over time and measure the impact of that collaboration. And for passion, it was all about going beyond what could reasonably be expected for somebody leading and managing volunteers. That little bit extra participation in networks, for example, or other relevant sector bodies, working beyond the scope of their role and being tenacious and driven and focused. So we are on to our 7th year and a record amount of nominations since the awards were first launched. Here and in the next few slides, you will see the volunteer leaders who have been nominated. Each and every one of you whose name and photograph is up and will come up on the slides deserves to be celebrated here today. You were nominated because your work is valued and it matters, and you are absolutely great at it. So Caroline, Danielle, Diana, Emma, Georgie, Helen, Jess, Kate, Katie, Lainey, Michelle, Mimi and Rose, Pippi, Rachel, Sheena, Siobhan, Wendy and Yolanda, huge congratulations. So the range of nominations span from those who are managing 9 volunteers in intense co-creation projects to others who are supporting 1,500 to 200 volunteers across multiple sites, some which have 1,000 visitors annually and one up to 5 billion. Nominations came from volunteers themselves, management committees, strategic leaders, HVG regional networks, and as always, lovely to see from colleagues and team leaders. This year, there were common themes: volunteer leaders as advocates for the planet, micro-volunteering, improving accessibility for visitors and volunteers, and supporting skills development and employability. Every person nominated is a leader for people, some also leaders of strategies and visions for volunteering. All were clear on the value of partnerships, and all without exception were celebrated for creating genuine opportunities for impact. These words were repeated time and time again throughout all of the nominations: caring, passionate, kind, generous and enthusiastic. An interesting twist this year in that some volunteer leaders nominated have been leaders of volunteers because of their own innovation and creativity in developing roles for volunteers and supporting those volunteers to succeed. They saw the value of bringing volunteers and volunteering into their role and they acted on it. It wasn't necessarily a prerequisite within their job for all of the people nominated. So it's an acknowledgement that you don't always need to have volunteering in your title to be a champion, to be an advocate, to be a mover and shaper for the practice. And you will see this from some of those shortlisted. Our panel really did have a tough time of it this year, and you'll be hearing from our judges, Chris Wade and Fiona Carris, a bit later. I'm going to share with you 3 of our shortlisted candidates. So our panel, Chris is Managing Director, Time for Impact. Fee Carris is the Volunteering and Civic Engagement Manager at the Whitworth at the University of Manchester. And Nicola Levin, the Participation Manager at Leicestershire County Council. So Jess Shipton, Public Programme Manager, Sheffield Museums Trust. One of the shortlisted candidates. Jess led her team to develop a whole range of new volunteer roles which support the development and delivery of Sheffield Museum events. She made some fantastic collaborations with local community organisations to create events like Welcoming Cultures Celebration as part of Refugee Heritage Week and Gypsy Roma Travelling History Month. Rosie Watts and Mimi Buchanan, Creative Learning Producer and Creative Learning Officer, Museum of the Home. This dynamic pair tested new schools, tested on 250 partner school students, a strategy to introduce schools to workshops within the museum. And they recruited micro-volunteering, upscaling the micro-volunteering opportunities and activities and transforming them from very small crafting events with 4 to 6 volunteers to larger museum-wide events. And Michelle Armstrong, Head of Volunteering at the Auckland Project. Michelle's innovative approach and unwavering commitment have transformed the way the Auckland Project engages with volunteers, broadens its reach and deepens its impact across the organisation. A significant point within this application was the lowering of the average volunteer age from 70 in 2022 to 50 by 2024. And there was a lot of work put into the employer-supported volunteering, transitioning the organisation from reactive approaches to a proactive strategy. So I'm absolutely delighted to share with you our highly commended Volunteer Leader 2024. All of them. They are all highly commended We absolutely couldn't choose. Huge congratulations to Jess Shipton, Rosie Watts, Mimi Buchanan and Michelle Armstrong. Each nomination will receive £25 gift vouchers just in time for Christmas. Really, really, really well done. So on to our winner. And for that, I'm going to invite Chris and Fee to reveal and say a few words on behalf of the judges. So Chris, can you reveal our winner, please?
I can. You'll be pleased to know. Yeah, incredibly difficult and brilliant stories, not just those highly commended, but all of those nominated. The winner this year is Kate Powell, volunteer manager at the Manchester Science and Industry Museum. Well done, Kate.
Would you like to give the word, Katie?
So Fiona's going to say a few words, but I just my reflections just on Kate. Kate is comes across as a visionary volunteer manager who's transformed the museum's volunteer program. Through her innovative 3-year strategy, she forged partnerships with organisations like Breakthrough UK and the Prince's Trust, as well as local authorities and businesses, expanding opportunities and reaching diverse communities. Her work has not only boosted volunteer participation and satisfaction, but also influenced Manchester's industrial skills strategy and forward plan and digital skills strategy. By collaborating with local partners, Kate has created an impactful volunteering experiences that benefit both the museum and the wider community, and has benchmarked volunteering strategy progress against time well spent surveys, demonstrating strong impact on volunteering experience. So for that reason, for me, that's why Katie was the HVG Volunteer Leader of the Year. I think Fee wants to add her comments too.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so basically Kate stood out because of everything that she's achieved within her time at Manchester's Science and Industry Museum, from creating a volunteer strategy which reflects and impacts the city's wider aims, to making the museum's roles more flexible and streamlined to remove those barriers to participation. The figures she's achieved in increasing volunteer participation and the diversity of roles and more volunteers from the global majority were really impressive. I know across the sector that there are many volunteer coordinators and managers that are achieving this, but it's really great to celebrate Kate's work. And through this award, I hope that she can share with us across the HVG her experience in engaging these key charity partnerships, which are really essential, recruiting volunteers with language and BSL, which we all know comes with lots of different challenges, supporting young volunteers and creating a volunteer strategy which really reflects the cities that we all live in. So yeah, congratulations to Kate, and I really look forward to hearing more about your work. Well done.
Thanks, Fee. Thanks, Chris. Would you like to say a few words, Kate?
Thank you. Yes, I'm still completely shocked. So I haven't got anything written down or prepared, which is a good thing because Matt will tell you I can really talk. So this will be short, and I'm sure you're all looking forward to your lunch as well. I just want to say that it's been an amazing 6.5 years being at the Science and Industry Museum and being part of SMG. And I get to work with some super talented, enthusiastic and dedicated people who make my job really fun, really exciting. And I wouldn't have been able to transform the programme to bring it to where we are today, which is a super exciting place with loads more to come, if it wasn't for having such an amazing team around me, both locally and across SMG. And I can't wait to see what else is to come over the next few years. And I'd absolutely love to join maybe conference next year or anything that's coming up. And I can talk you I can talk your socks off then and tell you all about the things that we've been doing at the museum, over the last few years. But thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for having me. And that was an amazing list of wonderful people, and I know there's such exciting things happening across the sector, so it was really lovely to hear all of the amazing work that's happening as well, and congratulations to everyone who was nominated. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Congratulations, and you're absolutely right, it is an amazing list, and to be nominated is an amazing achievement in itself. Just to confirm that you'll receive £100 gift vouchers. I don't know if you knew that at all. So that's really good, near to Christmas. You also get a free hour consultation from Rob Jackson, from his consulting, which is really great because it gives you the opportunity to indulge in development totally based on your choice. So that have that committed time for you. And you also receive a 3 years subscription to the Engage platform. So hopefully that'll be really useful to you as well.
It will. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to the nominees in the room, actually, because your own passion for everybody in those applications really shone through, and you painted a really beautiful, wonderful picture of what's been achieved in 2025 through heritage volunteering. So before I hand back to Matt to close, I did want to take this opportunity to say to everybody here today, put Heritage Volunteer Leaders Award on your manager's radar for 2025, because you know it's the managers that need to know in order to nominate, and it could be you or someone you respect and value next year. Think about if there's a colleague, a deserving colleague, or somebody you know within the sector. Weaving back to the conversation over the last few days and where we started about television, I was watching Rivals last night, and the quote that I took away from that is, good things don't come to those who wait. So get those nominations in for next year as well. Well done, everybody. Well done to highly commended. Well done to Kate, our winner, and thank you to everyone who nominated. Over to Matt.